That's going in the video. The lighting setup is just gonna have to work for now because I don't think I can fix it. I know it's bad, but anyways. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here and this is the first video you're seeing from me, welcome. I'm super happy to have you hanging out with me today because we're on a journey with new content today. Although I haven't posted enough videos on this channel for it to explicitly be a vlog channel, I still feel the need to tell you guys that this is going to be a different style of video that's hopefully going to be popping up on my channel a little bit more. I will work hard to make more of these. So I've been on winter break for about a week, a little bit more now, and I've been on TikTok a little bit too much for my own health, and honestly, I think it's fine because I've been on Book Talk, and if you guys don't know what Book Talk is, it's kind of just people having a big fun book club on TikTok, and they share ratings for new books that come out, or they share their reading lists, or people share their favorite 5-star reads, and I've been loving it. I've liked so many of these to the point where it's just everywhere on my For You page now, and I found some really fun reads that I want to share with you guys, and that's what I'm going to be doing through scrapbooks and book journaling, whatever you want to call it. So I think I'm going to structure these videos something I'll do one book per video while I scrapbook, and I've already done a couple spreads that I'll kind of flip through in the beginning so you guys can kind of get a gist of my scrapbooking style, and maybe hopefully I might inspire you guys to start your scrapbook on your own. Because honestly, you don't even have to scrapbook books if you don't read. You can also take pictures from a fun family vacation and stuff like that and add it to a scrapbook, because honestly, once the book fills up, you'll have a really nice book of memories and stuff like that. So honestly, scrapbooking is super fun to do in your leisure time. So I think I'll stick to the one book per video, and if that doesn't work, maybe I'll try something else, but it should be fine. Today we're going to be doing a fun holiday read, and we're gonna book scrap How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I honestly wasn't going to read this at first, but after seeing it on TikTok so many times and people saying it was super funny, I finally decided to pick it up at Barnes & Noble when I went to actually go buy something else. But I just saw they had the special edition there, which I honestly just think the color on the covers were different. I think there's this blue one, there's the regular one is mint green, I think, and then there's a pink one, I think. I'm not too sure on that. But anyways, there's also some really fun illustrations in here that I really liked, and I'll show some of it in the video, but not all of it, because I think you guys should go buy one of these yourself and read it, because honestly, I thought it was really funny and it was really enjoyable for me. I think I read this in about a day and a half. So without further ado, this is going to be the main character of today's video, so let's get book scrapping. Grab some coffee, or if you're a tea person, grab some of that, grab a cozy blanket, get all comfortable, and let's put it in the journal. So before we start, I think I'm just going to show you guys the first ones I did so you guys get the general idea of what we're doing today. This is Play Along by Liz Tomford, and oh my god, my first 5-star read of the year. This book was so good. It made me feel every single emotion there is in my body, and honestly, I can't recommend this book to you guys enough. If you guys have the chance, you guys should really give it a read. It was really good. And the next one is Caught Up, also from the Windy City series, and I can't even tell you which book from this series that I liked the most, because I think I cried in every single book, and this one just gave me so much joy while I was doing it. The next one is The Right Move, and honestly, when I was reading it, I don't know why, it just reminded me of Sabrina Carpenter's Santa Doesn't Know You Like I Do music video. So yeah, there's a couple scenes from that if you guys can see. And this is my most recent read. It was My December Darling. It was a short novella, so it was only 200 something pages. I read it in half a day, but honestly, it was also really good. Okay, so let's get started with today's spread. This notebook, I think, is literally a random one I bought at a Kinokuniya store, but you guys can use anything an old planner or any notebook, whatever makes you happy. I started with just going on Pinterest and Instagram and searching up the book's aesthetics and just printed out my favorites and then cut them out, and I kind of just placed them around the page until it makes logistical sense in my brain and it looks nice enough for me. So anyways, onto the story. Honestly, the story was one big fever dream for me, and I reread it before making this video to make sure I wasn't missing any important plot points. And honestly, with the holidays just around the corner, I thought this book was the perfect way to get myself into the holiday spirit, since I read it a week before making this video, and it was a little 2 days before Christmas, I think, and it's super heartwarming. I honestly don't know if it's just me and it's my problem and only my problem, but I feel this year Christmas just didn't quite Christmas the way past Christmases have Christmas, if that makes any sense. So I decided to just give this book a try to like attempt at making myself feel more in the Christmassy mood, and honestly, it was just a really good read for me. So the story follows Story, that's really funny, her name is Story, and Cole, who became neighbors by chance for this Christmas season due to Story's aunt breaking her back and needing help. So Story and her sister moved back to Kringletown to help out their Aunt Cindy. They've spent many Christmases there before, but because they got really busy, they both kind of just stopped visiting recently, and when they got news that their Aunt Cindy had broken her back, Aunt Cindy tells them that she needs Story to kind of represent her in the town's contest to be named the Town Kringle, and Story kind of agrees to this, and after a while of convincing, and Cole, after finding out about this, also decides to join the contest because he doesn't like her and feels like she doesn't deserve it. And turns out these two actually knew each other before when they were kids when Story visited, and after an unfortunate incident that Story is kind of embarrassed about that happens earlier, she kind of walks up to his porch where he was sitting and tells him she hates the town and everyone in it, and she kind of just leaves the next day, which leaves him heartbroken because he secretly had a crush on her when they were kids. Probably still does. Anyways, back to the main plot. Cole and his best friend Max decide to join the contest together. So the Kringle contest is kind of like they pick the 5 most worthy people in the small town to join, and then these 5 people compete in small contests like making eggnog, making candy canes, light decorating, and stuff like that. And whoever gets the most points at the end is named Town Kringle, which is like a huge honor in their town since they basically just celebrate Christmas all year around. So after lots of contests and stuff, Story and Cole kind of start playing a little bit tricky, if you know what I mean. Like on Cindy for one of the contests, like she powdered her face like crazy to make it look like she was like 2 seconds away from dying to get pity points from the judges, and it worked. They won. So after Cole kind of was like, oh, okay, so you want to play dirty? I can too. So because this town is basically like Christmas happy-go-lucky romance town, a couple of the judges and secret spies who watch them to make sure the Kringle contestants are like holly jolly 24/7. They love the Christmas romance, if you know what I mean, like the Hallmark movie Christmas romance. So Cole kind of decides to use that to his advantage and starts telling people that he has a secret crush on Story and that she's really mean and keeps turning him down and won't agree to a date. Story, who didn't want to lose brownie points with everyone thinking she was unreasonable to their town's golden boy, agreed to go on a date. At this point, Cole was kind of like, oh, well, whoops. Didn't expect her to actually agree and say yes. And so they embark on the journey of a fake date. While being on the fake date, the 2 like spies who were kind of watching them spot them under a mistletoe and kind of like run out and are like, well, you guys know what happens when you stand under a mistletoe. If you know, you know, you know. And yeah, so yeah, that happens. They smoochy smooch, and after they both kind of just start getting really confused about their feelings towards each other. And this really comes to light when Story gets forced to drive like an hour away to another town to take like a candy cane making class for the contest. And of course, it was really heavy snowstorm when she was trying to drive out, but her sister forces her to go anyways. Then, as these stories usually go, she hits a pothole while driving and starts panicking and crying, and she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And that's when her knight in shining armor in true male lead fashion shows up, and they have this really sweet moment in his car where they kind of just talk about their feelings and they just talk it out. And we find out the day that Story told him that she hated the town and everyone in it was the day a tragedy actually happened to Cole. You guys have to read the book to find out what actually happened. And anyways, when he needed her the most, she left the next day, hence his grudge on her since she came there. And they kind of just talk it out, and it kind of kickstarts the start of their second shot at a relationship. And later on, the contests continue and their relationship continues to grow, you know, boom shakalaka and all. I'm pretty sure if you guys look it up on TikTok, you'll find that one audiobook trend for this book going around where everyone's reacting to this one scene. Yeah, just look it up. It's pretty funny. And also another funny thing to mention throughout this book, I kind of didn't mention it earlier, is that we find out that Cole can randomly have conversations with the book's narrator, which was one of the reasons I found this book super funny. Like, although it kind of breaks the fourth wall, it's really funny to witness. I'll even read one for you. So also another thing I didn't mention earlier is every single chapter kind of starts with like a cute like Christmas like rhyme. So here I'll read just one for you guys. Peppermint candies, huckleberry truffles, and chocolate-covered chips. Boy, oh boy, he hoped that maybe, just maybe, they would lock lips. But poor Snow Daddy came up short, sent on his way without a kiss. Some might say he struck out, fell short of love, a total and utter miss. And here's like the conversation between Cole and the narrator. You know, you don't have to be a about it. Narrator, I'm just telling it like I see it. Yeah, well, there weren't any chocolate-covered chips. Everyone can see right through you and your inability to be clever and find a rhyme for lips. Narrator, watch yourself, Snow Daddy. I control the story, and if you want any shot at locking lips, then check the attitude. Who says I even want a kiss? Narrator, oh Cole, all the readers and listeners can smell the desperation. Cute that you think otherwise. Now on with the story. So yeah, that kind of just happens like in a couple of the chapters, but each chapter does have its cute like rhyme in the beginning that you guys can like have fun reading with. And anyways, so yeah, these conversations between Cole and the narrator happen pretty frequently, and I honestly find it so funny. There's also a scene towards the end of the book, like towards the beginning of the epilogue. It was also a conversation between Cole and the narrator, and I honestly thought it was so funny. Guys, just give this book a chance, like give it a read, it's so funny. So anyways, the contests continue, and when we reach the back end of the book, a huge mishap happens with part of Cole's lighting display, which is like the first contest was like just the initial lighting display, and they give you more points at the end of like the contest to like see if like how well you improved it. So anyways, his lighting display gets destroyed, like literally thrown in the trash by somebody, and Max, who is Cole's best friend, manages to somehow convince Cole that Story was the one who did it, and that she only pretended to like him so that she could win the contest, which is crazy. Hello. So here we kind of hit the dreaded third act breakup. I hate it when books hit me with a third act breakup, because like, why are you playing with my feelings like that? Anyways, I'm going to leave you guys here. If you guys don't want the spoiler for the end of the story, just skip to the outro. I'll put a timestamp. But if you guys want to hear how the story ends, then just stay here. I swear I'm almost done. Basically, we find out that Story didn't do it. It was her sister. Yep. Her sister was the one who did it. Her sister cut Cole's lights because she thought Story wasn't taking the contest seriously for Aunt Cindy anymore because she was dating Cole now. And her sister thought Cole was also taking advantage of Story for the sake of the contest, so she cut his lights. Yep. Anyways, we kind of find out, plot twist, Aunt Cindy's hip was never broken. She just said it was so that both the siblings would come to help her out, since their parents were kind of concerned that their like sister relationship was like drifting apart. So they asked Aunt Cindy to help them mend the relationship, and what better place to do it than happy-go-lucky Christmas Town. So after they talk it out, we get a pretty cute scene of the siblings' bond being mended and them saying like, oh my god, I love you, I appreciate you, so proud of you, stuff like that. And of course, Story organizes this whole bridge of lights and this thing to apologize to Cole, and they sort it out, and Story decides to move in with him to Kringle Town to start a family in a town she had grown to hate but loves now, because I guess her home and her heart is with Cole now. Now ain't that cute? So that's the end of the story. Isn't that great? It's such a cute Christmas book. So honestly, I'm telling you guys, you should really read it. It's hilarious. Like, if you need a good laugh this holiday season, this book delivers that to you. This romance in the story is pretty swoon-worthy. They're pretty cute together, and their love story is like full of like tension, and there's like a certain charm to it, of the holiday magic vibes. I think the tropes of this are like the kind of like enemies to lovers. And like this book also features tropes like small town, fake dating, and stuff like that. Honestly, I thought it was a really good read. It's like a perfect kind of like 2-day read escape, whether you're a Christmas fanatic or if you just want a book that reminds you why this time of the year is so special. And with that, that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys, and I really hope you guys are kind of interested in this new kind of content I'm doing. It's already completely dark outside. It took me an entire day to film this video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys have read this book, let me know down below in the comments what are your thoughts on it. Like, what's your rating? What's your favorite moments from the book? Like, just what are your thoughts? And if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it to you guys to read to end off this holiday season and to end off your 2024. I honestly think it's a pretty good read. It's really funny. If you need a good laugh, hit up this book. Let me just say how much I appreciate you guys being here, and don't forget to click the bell icon because I will be posting more of these videos. I promise I'm on it. I will be making more of these because honestly, this is super fun hanging out with you guys. And with that, happy holidays, happy reading to you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.